museum, and they can keep the president.
Oh, damn. Oh, wow. Wow.
That's a good deal. So this building is 365 meters long, so 1 meter per each day of a year. 7 floors for the 7 days of a week. 4 courtyards inside for the 4 seasons. And 52 doors for the 52 weeks of a year. Right inside, you have now a lot of lovely boutique, bars, restaurants. It's like an interior street all along the building. It was completely restored, and the upper floors tea. Same period. Look at this on your left. Look up. You will have time if you want to take photographs, because we will come back and we will go through the old city and we will make a stop here. Okay? So this is the flowers are fake, fake of culture. The first building is like a white cantilevered roof, and this building is housing now a replica of a prehistoric cave discovered by a professional diver in the 1980s, and this replica is located in the understructure of the building. So you can see just in front of us, on your right, just in front of us now, Museum. Museum is connected by a a footbridge to the 17th century fort, and this museum is a museum devoted to the European and Mediterranean. The port of Marseille, just on your left. Yes, so it's a Roman. Can you see? This is the main connection between the train station and the rest of the city. Yes, 300 days of sunshine per year in Marseille. No, Paris? Maybe 65 days. When we have the rain, they have the sun.
This is beautiful. So this is Marseille, one of the greatest attractions in Marseille. This is what they were talking about. Yeah. So we walk up here, straight up. But now I'm gonna go get coffee. So see you soon.
You can take one of these boats to reach the islands of Marseille. I will show you. And just on your right, just behind us, is the old city. So the old city is everything you see just behind you on the right. In front of us, you see the developed neighborhoods. Well, it was mainly between the 18th century and the 19th century. So there was nothing on the side of the port until the mid-18th century, except a big arsenal. The arsenal was right here. It was after that dismantled to be replaced by warehouse buildings. These buildings just in front of us were the former 18th century warehouses of Marseille. Now there are accommodations, condominiums actually. And you see the old city just on your right. A big part of the old city was destroyed by dynamite. It was during the German occupation after November 1942. After the signature of the armistice in June 1940, France was split in 2 parts. Northern France, including Paris, was under the authority of the Nazi regime, and southern France was what we call the Vichy area, because the government moved from Paris, that was occupied, to another little city in the heart of France called Vichy. That's why we call it the Vichy government. The government of Vichy had pretty the same ideas like the Nazi regime. This is what we call the collaboration. Okay? So Marseille was supposed to remain free city under the authority of the Vichy government. But after the Allies landed in North Africa, Morocco and Tunisia in November 1942, the reaction of the Germans was immediate. They arrived in southern France because they were scared of a landing here. And they were right, this is exactly what was planned by the Allies. So Marseille was finally occupied as early as November 1942. Look at just on your right, you see all these reconstructed buildings. They date from the 1950s, late 1940s, 1950s. Every time you see reconstructed building, it means that we had old buildings and they were destroyed during the occupation of the city. Marseille became the new intellectual capital after Paris was occupied. So a lot of people, political opponents, Germans, Austrians, Italians, Spanish, they all took shelter here in the south of France. And when the Germans arrived, these people began to organize the resistance. And to punish Marseille, the highest Nazi authorities decided to destroy everything in the old city. I talk about the destruction of 1,500 buildings in only 17 days.
Oh my God.
So there was nothing left. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. That's why we have all these modern buildings actually. So people now, they criticize a lot the aesthetic of these buildings. But don't forget that after the war, the emergency were connected by a seawall in the early 19th century. This is the islands called Pomègue and Ratonneau. And there is another one, a smaller one, including a 16th century castle called Château d'If. If Castle, after the place was listed an historical building, a lot of visitors began to come. They wanted to see the cell of the Count of Monte Cristo, and they were very disappointed. So it couldn't last anymore. So we decided to recreate the cell. Well, the Count of Monte Cristo never came, obviously, but now our visitors are very happy. So if you take one of these shuttle boats from the city center, in only 20 minutes you reach. So you see now very well, ordered by the King Francis I in the early 16th century to protect Marseille from the Spanish troops. His great enemy was the Emperor Charles V of Spain. They were in conflict. Normal. They were in conflict for the possession of Italian territories. So Marseille was regularly plundered, threatened by the Spanish troops of Charles V, and that's why Francis I ordered the construction of a fort right here in the Bay of Marseille. I can see your ship just behind us, on your right. Just turn around, you can see it. It's still there, that's a good news. If you see it passing in the bay, it's not good news,
So this is France, Marseille. So look at it. Things that bicycles right there. They're doing well. This big arch right here. We get some info. 29th of September. Ooh. There's a friend kayaking. Right there. Hello. Yep.
And you see what the coast looked like until the construction of the road just in front of us. 1990, and it was turned into a hotel by the grandfather of the current owner. The best example is now coming into view just on your left behind the palm trees. Look at this wonderful summer house. Look at this.
3 months.
It looks like the small version of a Renaissance style castle. You have one like this? It's a heaven for hikers. If you want to do exercise, if you want to go hiking, it is possible all year round. Maybe less in the summer. It's very hot and we have a very high risk of fire. So normally the trails are not open to the public in the summer.
City of Marseille.
There's still some people in Montreal.
This is a tourist church. So it's €1 to use the bathroom. I'm sure I count about 2,000 people use the bathroom. So them really smart when them do this to make a money. I think Mason Green with another bus, yeah? A joke me make. Just laughing. At Town. 2 Jamaican place for this city. Mason Greenwood and Row. So I just there well.